Hiya, Trina here. Welcome to my radiation diary, where I will try and invite you to come along on my 33 session radiation therapy for my meningioma grade 2, second recurrence, in effect, third tumor. Got 2 surgeries behind me, as you might know from now by now. This is day -5, so 5 days till everything starts. Now, I did say I would get back to you a while ago on day -11, which I didn't. The reason for that are several things, actually. Now, I posted these videos in different brain tumor, meningioma, radiation groups, etc., etc. And which is probably where you've seen this video as well. And people are really lovely, but I could also feel that being in those groups were not good for me. There were quite a lot of, I wouldn't say scary stories, but very serious and, of course, stories, and a lot of sharing about stuff which made me concerned for things I haven't been concerned about before. So I had a little think about that and actually decided to unfollow the groups in order to kind of clean up my environment, which is what I'm going to talk about today, like keeping a positive mindset, which is just so crucial to any outcome, really, in my opinion. So I'm going to talk about the mental aspects of going through this and how you can reinforce a positive mindset. Right, what I wanted to talk about, I shared the physical health protocol with you. And as I said, for me, and I know this from a second surgery in particular, it's so important to go into something like this with as positive a mindset as you can, and I understand and appreciate it's not everyone who are able to, shy away from the fear and develop a positive mindset. But I did that under my second surgery because I read a lot of health research, and I also educated myself as a certified brain coach. So I understand the neurology and how you can trick and hack your brain chemically to actually foster a really positive environment. And that really worked for me under the second surgery. It just kept me from I wasn't afraid, as opposed to my first surgery, so scared. But I just went in with a really positive mindset. And apart from the Facebook groups, which, just put me into a place of fear, I have now managed to turn around, luckily. And I will try and walk you through some of the things I do. It's important to understand that the brain is very simple in many ways. So you can't really hold 2 major beliefs at once. So if you succumb to fear, the positivity will not have a space. And the same way around, if you are positive and focus on something else, the fear won't be there as much. So it's really, I know it sounds very simplified. It really is on a neurological level, because the brain cannot hold 2 strong beliefs at once. But I know it's easier said than done. I appreciate that. But that's the neurology behind it, or the biology, whatever you prefer to call it. So that's why, for me, this is, obviously the physical health, mental health, completely intertwined. And basically what I've been doing this time around, as well as my second surgery, is I've been beginning to view this as my time to grow, like opportunity to grow. This is an opportunity to grow, to come out on the other side, making some radical changes to my life. I did that last time around as well, and I can make other videos on that later. But view it like that. So I go in without fear and viewing it as a possibility. In order to come to that point, you really need to clean up your environment, your environment as well. And that's why I had to stay off those Facebook groups. But also just remove yourself from whatever makes you anxious, whatever makes you in a bad mood. If you have, negative friends or non-supportive friends, or doing something that's not supporting your health or your mental well-being, let it go. I actually, during my second surgery, or just prior to that, in this process, I had to let a friend go because all the communication we had was in a very kind of negative level. It was very, just negative. It was moaning about stuff all the time. That was kind of our relation, and it just didn't serve me well. It just kept me in a negative loop, and she didn't prioritize me to the extent I thought she should, and so that caused a lot of stress. And so that's like really step number one, like clean up your environment. Make sure that your environment are supportive, or, on a positive note, at least. It doesn't necessarily have to be anything with your illness, whatever, but just, get rid of whatever is toxic to you, or whatever doesn't serve you or leave you in a good place. Now, in order to trick your brain into coming into this positive mode, there's so many things you can do. One of the things I like to do, especially around these times, are to watch a lot of stand-up comedy. I don't do it outside because of my brain, and so I don't do it live, but I watch a lot of it. There are studies done. I have the statistics, it's on. I have the statistics somewhere written down, but I'm short of time, so I can't really find them now. But there are studies done with cancer patients who recovered much better and much faster. I think it's a Japanese study, as far as I recall, from having been watching stand-up comedy, or just like, humorous stuff that will make you laugh. It was a group of men, as far as I recall, and it definitely made a difference to me during my second surgery as well. It just makes you laugh, So I have tried to wean off like true crime, all of that, the news. I don't really watch the news, haven't done for ages, and just put myself into like easy entertainment, feel-good stuff, or stuff that directly makes you laugh. Same way as with company. I just spent a lovely day out with a couple of friends of mine who always makes me laugh, and vice versa. And it was just such a beautiful day, and it just leaves you in such a good mood. Okay, let me just see. Yeah, gratitude. I'm sure that's not unfamiliar to you. What I do is I write down 3 small sentences. That's it, night and day. And I sometimes only think them out loud because sometimes it's not possible for me to write it down. But it just keeps you in a mindset of having instead of lacking, like abundance rather than lacking. And that again cultivates such a positive mindset, being appreciative. I mean, this could be worse, there are things that could be worse. So if I focus on the positives and what I have rather than what I don't have, obviously that's going to leave me, my brain and my mindset, in a better place. One other thing which is a major factor for me, and also was during my second surgery, which made a massive difference, is envisioning me as a future self rather than being here, also being in the present, but acting as a future self. I use, and I've begun using that again, a wonderful meditation. I do that daily now. I will link it below because it really is good, and it helps you step into your future and see yourself clearly as, as whatever you desire in the future. And I see myself as someone strong, and that's what I envision myself as. That's a really effective exercise. It's roughly about 19 minutes long, but it really does leave your mind in a better place after doing it. So I'll definitely recommend doing that in order to reconnect with yourself and your future self, so you'll begin now living as your future self. I already do that, I dress up, and I certainly intend to go into radiation therapy. I bought new jewelry, I bought new clothes. I'm going into this, feeling my best, absolutely feeling my best and looking my best. Because I don't just want to succumb to feeling ill. I want to feel the strength. I want to act with strength. And you need to fool yourself. You need to act as if you're already there, or you are walking towards that path. And when you do that, you feel it as well. So you change your brain's chemistry again. It's really effective. Again, exercise. I exercise my bike, and that's obviously a physical thing, but I sit and listen to upbeat music that makes me feel really good. And that just works wonders as well. Outdoors, of course, walking outside. And then another thing is, and I did that at my second surgery as well, embracing, I want to do voluntary work. Helping others is one of the greatest ways to happiness, and giving, helping, assisting. That's partly why I'm doing this, assisting other people, making a difference in other people's lives. And I definitely want to take up that again. I did it briefly, where I was kind of a visitor's friend. That's what you call it in Danish, but you go out and visit an elderly who are lonely. But I had to skip that again. She got ill, so. But I'm going to do that as soon as this is over, as soon as I can. Because again, it just makes a difference. It really just makes a difference to help other people. It helps them and it helps yourself. And it just makes the world a better place, and that's what you want for yourself and for the world. And then what other thing I've also started doing is I'm not a religious person, but I've started going to church just for the community feeling of it. It's very calming. So I'm doing that every Sunday, nearly. It's very calming, and I like people, the community there, and people who are there, and the strong bond they share. Even though I don't share it myself, it's really nice to feel their faith and feel their community and what they share. And it's just a beautiful room, which is all about something that's more than your physical body. It's about your higher self or the spirit. It could be any source of spirituality, but just something that's not just physical in this world. That is also something which expands my mind in a positive way during these days. And then also trying something new is really good, in terms of cultivating a positive mindset. So whatever you can manage to do and whatever I can manage to do, just try something new, even in the small. It could even be brushing your teeth with a different, with the opposite hand, or sleeping at the upper reverse side of the bed or whatever, or bigger things, have a walk in neighborhoods you don't know, take another route back from work you don't know, just because it puts you into unfamiliar surroundings where you have to be more alert, and also takes you out of the habits. And right now, habits, when you're in situations like this, habits can often reinforce, the kind of what serious or negative space you find yourself in, or you can find yourself in. So doing something new, even going to museums or whatever you feel like doing, you don't do that much, I find is a really good way of staying positive as well. I think my daughter might be coming home. In that case, I have to go very abruptly. I do apologize. Hi, sorry, I just had to make a cut there. I thought my daughter was coming home, and so I thought I had to stop very abruptly. But she's not, so that's okay. I can finish this in a more relaxed manner. Yeah, so basically that's some of the things I practice. Yeah, I think that was it. I know it was kind of a quick run through, but I hope there's some takeaways from you that might make a difference to your life, even though whatever side you're on of treatment. I can only say for myself, it really did make a difference to me when I had the second surgery. The experience I had between the first surgery and the second surgery, just completely opposite experiences. And I actually meant to go out and teach about this at one point, and that might be something, I would like to do as my future self. Obviously not right at the moment, but I can only urge you to, if you're one of those people who are in a bad place, try some of these things out, for yourself, and see whether it can make a difference like it did to me. You don't have to go all in and do everything at once. I mean, again, it's about choosing a couple of things to do and do them, rather than being overwhelmed and think you have to do everything at once. But yeah, I am stepping into my future self with less focus on what's going on, but rather what's going on in the future after this. And also looking the part and acting the part to the extent I can. And it really does make a difference to me. So yeah, I don't know how many videos I'll do throughout or when I'll post them. I can't tell you. It really depends on, again, what will cultivate a positive mindset for me, like what will keep me in the positive mindset. And if making these videos will stop me from like changing my mindset to something negative or whatever, I mean, I'll let you know, and I will either wait to post them afterwards, or I won't do them at all. We'll have to wait and see about that, But I hope there's some good takeaways for you there. Thank you so much for watching, and I will get back to you. Bye now.